Hey everybody, Ryan from Rhino Hockey Channel here. Alright, gonna go over the two games from tonight, the 30th of May 2021. If you did not watch the Vegas Colorado game tonight, why? Just wondering, just why? That was a great game. A lot of craziness. Unfortunately, it'll probably be overshadowed by the craziness, but great game. At least one sided, great game. Alright. Oh, before we begin, I forgot to say it. If you have not done so already, please hit that subscribe button and please hit that like button as well. Alright, let's get started with the games. First game of the day was between Tampa and Carolina, game 1 of the second round series. I say that because we have game 7, I believe, tomorrow between the last two North Division matchups, or last two teams in the North Division from round 1. So, here we go. Alright, Tampa wins game 1, 2-1. This was a very good game. It was a very low scoring game. Very good goaltending game, very good defensive game. So, I have a feeling this whole series is going to be that way, but we'll see. Alright, no scoring in the first. Second period, 8:15 in. Braden Point scores his 5th of the year on the power play from Victor Hedman and Nikita Kucherov. Then, at 1:41 of the third period, Carolina ties the game at 1. Jake Bean's first on the power play from Svechnikov and Faust. Then at 12:39 of the third, the game-winning goal is scored by Tampa. Barclay Goodrow, who I believe this is either his first or second game of the playoffs, scored his first goal of the playoffs from Blake Coleman. That's your game winner. Not his first one either, but it's definitely not as good as his Game 7 overtime victory goal. So, but he'll take it. I don't know anybody who'd say no to a goal. Oh, wrong direction. Alright, here's the stats from tonight. Carolina outshot Tampa 38-30. They beat them in the faceoff dot as well, 53-47. Tampa 1 for 3 on the power play. Carolina 1 for 5. Penalty minutes 10-6 and 10 for Tampa. Hits were 37-31 in favor of Tampa. Blocks 18-16 in favor of Tampa. And giveaways 12-7, 12 for Carolina. Vasilevsky had 37 saves for 974 save percentage. He had a great game. As did dang it, I heard it just a few minutes ago and I'm still going to say it wrong. Nedeljkovic, I think is how they said it on NHL Network. Dang it. I'll have to hear it again. Dang it. Well, Nedeljkovic had 28 saves for a 933 save percentage. Fort lost, but he looked amazingly good in this game. And Tampa had some grade A opportunities that he was able to stop. Alright, now for the big game of the night. Not to say the other one wasn't big in its own right, it was, but this one had a lot of craziness we're going to have to talk about. Colorado played Vegas, and I get that way early. Colorado beat Vegas tonight, and I mean they beat them. Beat them badly, 7-1. Now, if you're a Colorado fan, you're saying, yay! You're a Vegas fan, you're saying, this sucks. And rightfully so, this does suck for you, I understand. Colorado fans, I can understand your excitement. Going 5-0 to begin the playoffs is always nice. But I don't think every game of this series is going to be this way. Vegas is coming off of a Game 7 victory just a couple nights ago, in a series that was a rough series. So, I think Vegas is going to get better as the series goes along, but if they keep playing this way, it ain't going to last long. So, Colorado, I'm sure, wants to stay this tempo the entire series. Alright. So, this one started off rough for Vegas from the beginning. They started Robin Lehner. Not sure why. I mean, the board did not explain his reasoning. Actually, he doesn't have to. That's his coaching decision. He gets to make that choice. I mean, the logical reason would be to argue they started Leonard because Fleury just went through a 7-game war with Minnesota. Which, if you're a Colorado fan, you can understand that. You've had a few of those in the past. I don't know if they've always been 7 games, but I believe you've had some really, really rough series with them in the past. So I think he was just resting him, which to me would say more so that he has a minor injury or something they're trying to work through. That could be the possibility, but speculation. Alright, 4:55 into the first, Mikko Rantanen scores his second goal of the playoffs from Devin Taves and Cale Makar. Get used to some of these names. 10:13 into the first period, Gabriel Landeskog will score his third from Makar and Girard. Only 2-0 coming out of the first. Still a possibility. That possibility goes away pretty dang quick. 1:04 into the second period, Brandon saw his fourth from Valeri Nichushkin and Cale Makar. 4:03 into the second, Nathan MacKinnon's seventh from Ryan Reaves. And then at 14:23, Gabriel Landeskog's fourth on the power play from Rantanen and MacKinnon, making it 5-0. I'd say the game was pretty much over at that point. Extremely rare to see a 5-goal comeback that late in a game. And especially in the playoffs, you don't see that. 14:59 into the second, Vegas kills the shutout at least. William Karlsson's second from Max Pacioretty and Jonathan Marchessault. Then at 17:05 of the second period, McKinnon's eighth from Donskoy and Landeskog. Then at 15:49 of the third, Cale Makar will score his second from Jost and Andrei Burakovsky, making it 7-1 your final score. Now I'm going to touch on the craziness, okay? I don't remember when exactly in the game this happened, but I want to say it was fairly early on. Ryan Reaves, I don't want to say it was a dirty hit. It was not. It was a clean hit. Matthias Janmark of Vegas shot the puck down the boards. He turned around and Graves caught him right in the chest. It was a clean hit in the chest. It was not a headshot or blindside hit. I guess you can say it was kind of borderline the way they do blindside hits nowadays. My opinion, it was a clean hit, but it took Janmark out and he did not return to the game. There were a few different times Vegas went after Graves. I think they had just lost it at that point, so they just said, screw it. The 8:04 of the third, I didn't write third there, Ryan Reaves would get a match penalty, and there'd be numerous other penalties with this. There was a line brawl without there being a line brawl in the classic sense. Ryan Reaves would grab a hold of, well, technically he'd cross-check Grubauer in the back of the head. Or I guess Marcel punched him in the back of the head. I wouldn't say cross-check. Can't cross-check when only one hand on the stick, announcers. Considering some of them have played, that's kind of a stupid thing to say. But it's their job, I guess. They can say whatever they want. But he punched Grubauer in the back of the head. Okay. Then he found the guy right in front of him. By this point, it was 6-1. He found Ryan Graves right in front of him. He grabbed him, threw him down. No, didn't throw him down. Yes, I don't want to say threw him down. He grabbed him, put him in a headlock, and dragged him to the ice. He did not throw him down. Sorry, I missaid that. I said that incorrectly. He took him down, and his helmet came off in the process, and it looked like it was kind of hard to see with all the bodies in there, but it kind of looked like Reaves put his knee down on Graves' head. He didn't slam it down. He just put it down there and held it there. Then after he let that up, he used his hand to squish the helmet into his head is what it looked like. I could be incorrect. That's just what the replays they showed on TV looked like. Now, obviously, Reaves went overboard because, first of all, he knows Ryan Graves won't fight him. Yes, you gotta extract an ounce of blood because the guy injured your player. I understand that. I do. From the classic sense, I've been watching since the early 90s, so I understand the wanting to extract an ounce of blood. There's ways to do it. That was not one of them. And Ryan Reaves has many ways of doing that. He could easily go out there and take the guy out with a hit. Not saying a dirty hit, just saying with a good clean hit, he could definitely do that. That is in Ryan Reaves' repertoire. Instead, he went this route. He went the Tom Wilson route. Let's just say it that way because it's not a whole lot different from what Tom Wilson did at the end of the season to Panarin. Graves did not get up from the ice easily. They had to help him up, the trainers and the staff. He left the game injured. Janmark left the game injured. I guess if you're looking at classic hockey, eye for an eye, it was a success. Not saying that I want someone to be hurt. I don't. But in a classic sense, I can see some of the old school fans saying, this is justice. Okay. But at the same time, this was wrong. Reaves went the wrong way with this. This is not how you do it in this day and age. This is not the 80s or 90s in hockey anymore. This is a day and age when you can't do that sort of stuff. We'll have to see what the league comes down with. I don't think it'll be a long suspension. Because you know what? Reaves would have a great argument in appealing that. Look at Tom Wilson did. You gave him a fine. Why am I being suspended here? The league set the precedent. They're going to have to live with that precedent now. And honestly, I think based off of what he did, I don't think he's going to get anything. I think he'll get a fine. I really do. I think they're going to rescind the match penalty. They may give him the one game. Just the cool heads here. I mean, not that Colorado has anybody that could go after Reaves. I mean, going down that roster, I can't think of anybody. I really cannot think of anybody who could stand up to Ryan Reaves. I don't. Now, could they go after smaller guys on that team? Yeah, they probably could. But this is on the league to do something. Because they don't want the players doing this sort of stuff, fixing the problems. Then they need to get off their high horses up there in the NHL headquarters and actually do something. Because if you don't do anything, it's going to make this worse. Look at what happened with Tom Wilson and the New York Rangers. It's going to get worse before it gets better if you only fine the guy for something like that. That's what they don't understand. And I don't know what I don't know what Tom Wilson has on George Peros, but George Peros will not suspend the guy willingly. He was forced to suspend him last time he was suspended. So, not trying to put this on here. That's not here nor there. But Ryan Reaves, I do think he'll get something because the league is going to try and make it seem like they're cracking down and tough after that whole mishandled thing with Tom Wilson. So, not comparing them. I mean, both guys injured a guy in a scrum. Guy they were bigger than. Guy they definitely should not have been going after it that way. Well, actually, I think Ryan Graves is about the same size as Reaves, but he's definitely not as tough as Reaves in the fighting way. But I don't know. We'll see what comes of it. Honestly, it's hard. For me being a classic hockey fan, the old school hockey, I can see why Reaves did it. I can. But I cannot justify what he did. I can't. I mean, he deserves a suspension. Just like I said with Tom Wilson. They both deserved a suspension. Now, if George Peros goes the way that he normally does with these, it'll be a fine. Plain and simple, a fine. We'll see, because he may be forced to do something by Bettman and the higher-ups at this point. After the whole, like I said, the Wilson debacle. So, we'll see what happens. I mean, honestly, I think Reaves has a good case to argue against that in a appeal. So we'll see what happens. I think he'll at least get a one-gamer. I can see that. I mean, it's a match penalty where Wilson didn't get any penalty. That's the difference in how they called this. So we'll see what happens. I mean, if you're a Colorado fan, I can see your anger. If you're a Vegas fan, I can see you saying, what? He just did what he had to do. I can see both. I'm not siding either way. I honestly believe Reaves should get something for this. He should. But I don't think you're going to get a long suspension like a lot of Colorado fans probably want right now. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm sorry, Colorado fans. I'm not trying to take a shot at Ryan Graves. I honestly, he had a down year, and I think he's done well in the playoffs so far, which is good to see. But I don't know. I don't know how this is going to play out. I really don't. So, hopefully Graves gets better. Hopefully Janmark gets better. And we'll see what comes of this. We'll find out probably tomorrow or the day after. I mean, they don't play it till Wednesday. So we may not find out till then. So we'll see what happens. That's all I'm going to say. Take it or leave it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Be civil. I will delete comments that are being rude or mean to others. Okay? You can argue against each other peacefully without causing issues. Okay? Just please do that. Alright? Alright, here's the stats from the game. 37-25 were the shots in favor of Colorado. Faceoffs were 57-43 in favor of Vegas. Power play 0 for 2 for Vegas, 1 for 6 for Colorado. Penalty minutes 49 to 30. Vegas with 49. Hits. Oh yeah. By the way, after that Ryan Reaves incident, Colorado had a 5-on-4 power play for 9 minutes. I've never seen that long of a power play. That was insane. And Colorado didn't score till after the 9 minutes were up. Hits were 26 to 17 in favor of Vegas. Blocks 11-10 in favor of Colorado. Giveaway 7-3. Vegas was 7. Leonard made 30 saves for 8-11 save percentage. They didn't even pull him. If they had pulled him after like the 4th goal, who knows how this game would have gone. But Vegas just looked tired and downtrodden in this game. They really did not put much effort into the offensive side or really into anything. They looked drained and tired. They really did. And Colorado came out hard and fast. They sent a message in this game. They're a force to be reckoned with. And if they keep playing this way, I'm not sure who can beat them. I'm really not. Tampa may not even have much of a chance against them at this rate. That would be a hell of a run and gun series, though. Seeing Tampa versus Colorado in the finals, whew, that'd be a fun one. All right. Anyways, Grubauer had 24 saves for 960 save percentage for the victory in this game. So there you go. Like I said, let me know in the comments what you think of the incident, what you think of everything that happened tonight in the 2 games. And make sure to hit that subscribe, that like button. Alright, other than that, I'll see you all next video. 2 games tomorrow, I believe it is. So, I'll see you then. Bye, everybody.